So you said yes, you showed up, you're in it, but something just kind of off, doesn't feel right. Not exactly wrong, but just different, less electric than you expected, less exciting than you expected. And somewhere back here is this little voice that's going, did I miss that turn? Was I supposed to go straight instead of turning? Is this even the right road? I'm looking for Jesus in the bend of the road. Where is he? Y'all stay right here because that feeling has a name and it's not what you think. So hey, welcome back to Comeback Conversations on Renewed Heart Healing. I'm Christy, also known as the Comeback Mentor, and if you're new here, welcome. This is a safe place for you to land. We talk about heart healing, dream pursuit, identity restoration, and what it actually looks like to come back from those seasons of life that tried to take you out. Not the highlight reel version, the real version, the real conversations. So hit that subscribe button. I promise you, you don't want to miss an episode. And just in case you did, episode 1 of the Yes series, if you haven't caught it, go back and watch that. It'll help this episode make more sense because we talked about being afraid of your own yes in the last episode and what it takes to move forward. Let me tell you something about expectations. And this is going to be a doozy. When God shows up for you in a powerful way, in an amazing way, in a time of your life when things were falling apart, you were hurt, you had such disappointment, you were trying to figure out how to deal with what's going on inside of you. When he shows up exactly at the time that you need him and he takes all of that away, we don't forget those things. And it's something that lasts. We carry it with us. I mean, naturally, we carry it with us and we expect that feeling to last for months and months and years until, of course, that next unexpected thing comes along. But we remember it. And somewhere along the road, we start expecting that same experience for everything. When we step into that next yes season, we bring that memory along with us. We pack it in that suitcase. And without realizing what we're doing, we start looking for that same experience in the same way, in the same space, in the same place. Like, dude, we have a rubber stamped expectation across God's forehead. I want you to listen to that. We carry it with the expectation that God's going to show up in the same way, provide the same experience. And we've rubber stamped that expectation across his forehead, sure, for you. And there was a season, a time in your life, maybe last year, maybe years ago, when God met you in such a way that it blew your mind. It was so amazing. And for lack of better terms, it was electric. Like it coursed all through your body, all the way to your fingertips, the ends of your toes, and the end of your nose. So emotional that there was no words to really describe it. You were just there, feeling it, being washed in it, being held by him. You just knew that was him. I mean, there's no denying that. It did exactly what it was supposed to do for that time and period in your life. It moved you down that road closer to him when you were still kind of far back and you needed that wave from God saying, I'm here. I'm right here. Just come up to the bend. I'm here. We talked about that in episode 1, and I will pop that up right here because if you haven't watched it, go back and start there first. You you kept walking. You kept healing and you kept saying yes, even if it cost a little bit. But without realizing it, you started closing the distance between you and God because you were saying yes. He's walking right beside you. And when you're walking right beside someone, the communication changes. It gets more personal, right? It gets more intimate. He's not waving, down the road in the bend anymore. He's right there beside you, pointing things out as you go. Did you see that? Did you catch that? That treasure I left right there in your path? That was for you. That's what the conversation starts to look like. Right there. Pick that up. Put that in the basket. All of those breadcrumbs together is going to make a beautiful loaf of bread. Flavor of your choice. So why does closer feel like less right now? Because you remember what it felt like. That electric encounter. Every part of your body and your heart is craving those same moments, feelings, experience. Like you get giddy, you're ready to dive into it. And when you're in the yes and the experience doesn't match, what happens? Your heart starts sending up flares. Something is wrong here. Something is missing. Where is he? Did he leave? What if different is not him being distant or even you being distant? Because that's immediately what we jump to. Where is he? What if that feeling of different, like we know he's there, but we don't know he's there? That's a strange place to be in. But what if that something feeling missing is actually something deeper moving in? God does not wait for chaos to settle before he shows up. That's why he says, come as you are. We're not supposed to church up. We're not supposed to try to fix ourselves. We're not supposed to try to solve everything. We're not supposed to have all the pieces, parts, and puzzles pieces together in order for him to come in and us to feel and him be present in a way that is electric 24/7. He shows up in the middle of chaos, no matter where we're at. And I'm going somewhere here. Last year, maybe the chaos or the years prior was in your heart and your mind at the same time. This year, maybe it's just your mind. Either way, he's not waiting for it to be quiet. He's moving in the noise. Your chaos doesn't look the same as it did years ago when you had that encounter. Your chaos that happened last year doesn't look the same as years ago or right now. We put expectations on God based on our places and spaces previously instead of having an open heart of expectation. And yes, this is another voice of experience. I needed God in such a mighty way last year as I took a trip to New Mexico, a healing vigil. I was in the middle of grief, unlike any I've ever experienced before. He showed up in such a powerful way that I have never experienced before, that left a lasting imprint on me from head to toe to the end of my nose. As I journeyed again this year, same vigil, same pursuit, looking for the same God in the same way, with the same expectations, but being in a different space of chaos, I almost missed his presence. That's what I'm talking about. Our expectations are not his. He is ready and willing to meet us right where we're at, but we can't expect him to be the same thing we needed last year, 2 years ago, 15 years ago, because we're different. He made an imprint. He changed us when he met us in that season that we needed him. So we're more. We are more. So is he going to show up where you were less? Mm-mm. And that's where we miss him. That's where we miss the breadcrumbs that lead to the bigger treasures. How does he speak to you? He's not showing up less. He's walking closer. Do you realize that? Why do we need such dramatic encounters to know that he's still there? That's a pursuit that I'm still on. But I tell you what, I got to experience it firsthand this year. And I have to tell you about another experience I had that helps support what I'm trying to express to you in this episode. On a Tuesday morning in June this year, I sat down with my planner. It's a Christian planner. And, well, I was going to show it, but the woman who created it puts a scripture on the right-hand corner at the top for every day. And then you have space for priorities. You can do your devotional write out, so on and so forth, prayers. I didn't choose the scripture. She did last year when she was building this out. Maybe the year before, she was building out her 2026 planner. Excuse me. On that particular Tuesday, the scripture was Psalm 25:14. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them. Now that word confides, I had to explore that. So I took it deeper. I followed breadcrumbs. I found somebody else's research on that scripture. And I went deeper and deeper and deeper. I followed trail after trail until I landed on a Hebrew word behind confides. Sod. Relational intimacy. God sitting with someone he trusts enough to share his emotions with. Not just directions, not just instructions, not just strategies, his heart. That one word unlocked something in me. Y'all, when you come to the realization that he wants to share his emotions with you too, that's a level up. The woman who created that planner had to sit down and choose that scripture for the day. She had to be in alignment with him. He orchestrated across time and space two women who never met, across a document somebody created, to land one specific word in front of me on a Tuesday that I needed to receive. And this was during my healing vigil. And if you're curious about that healing vigil, there's actually a comeback journey vlog in my playlist. But that was my treasure for that day. It wasn't scattered across the path just for anybody. It was personal for me. It was custom built just for me, based on what he knew about me, what my specific DNA with him is. And he had it all ready for me. He's going to be there all along the path in a different way. And it doesn't have to be fully electric every time. I know that's what we want, because it's the most amazing feeling. He was speaking the whole time. I just had to be in a place where I could receive it. And that's when I pulled the rubber stamp of expectation off his forehead. That was me allowing God to be God. And that's what my treasure was. I gathered them all along that trip. And it's not a mindset thing, it's a heart thing. He's always speaking. The question is whether your heart has been tended enough, healed enough to receive what he's already saying. So when you said yes and stepped onto this road, he was already out ahead of you, placing what you needed along the pathway. When you caught up to him, he's like, look over here, grab that. Look up here, don't go that way. Look over here, grab that breadcrumb, because we're making something so tasty, so good together, so awesome that we're going to be able to share with other people. What an amazing trip. Day 2 and 3 of that trip that I took was something pretty fierce, because of my expectations of him showing up the same way as he had showed up for me last year. I almost missed it. And I have learned enough about myself to know that my body holds what my heart is still trying to process. I was pleading. I wasn't grieving. Lord, I know I'm drawn here. I know you have things for me here, but why does my timing feel off? Am I missing something? Am I missing the bigger picture? Am I too late? Am I too early? Here's the breadcrumb. When I left Carrizozo and was heading to the lava fields, which, whew, that's amazing. There was a sign on the left-hand side of the road at an abandoned house, and the sign was pretty weather-worn. But I didn't ignore it. It was a message. So I pulled out my phone and I started recording, and I said to myself, I'm not gonna miss anything. I'm gonna document everything on this trip. And the breadcrumbs, y'all, they kept falling. The treasures kept showing up. And that was the shift. My decision to stop demanding what the encounter with him was supposed to look like on that trip, and just pay attention. Listen. Don't take anything for granted. Notice everything. Pay attention to the language that he has with you. But there's more. But that deserves its own conversation. And it's going to be good. Episode 3. You don't want to miss it, y'all. So really quick, before we close out, if this series is speaking to you, if there's something you're going through right now, if you've got questions, let me know. Put it in the comments. Every week on this channel, we're talking about heart healing, pursuing those divine dreams, and what it looks like to come back from seasons that have been almost totally destructive. Honest conversations. So if you are in your yes, and now you're standing in, why does this feel different than it's supposed to? Know that you've caught up to him. You have to shift your heart set. He's not further away. He's right beside you. Don't quit yet. I'll see you in the next episode, you guys. Have a blessed rest of your day.